Hi there, Virgo. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a great February. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. Ace of Cups, Nine of Wands. Lovely. Ow. That's a nice fresh breath that's taken. Absolutely. Especially when considering the energy that I know you guys have been feeling, right? You guys have been going through. This wants to come out. Okay. It seems that there is a renewal of emotions in some shape or form, which is beautiful. Beautiful, Virgo. This is your March reading. It'll cover approximately, energy is so fluid, so there's no sort of cutoff date, but it will pertain to roughly very end of February, perhaps, beginning of March, first 2 weeks about. Take it as you will, right? It may apply to you sooner or later. And it sets a sort of tone, right? A general tone for this period of time as well. But definitely it seems there is a renewal of some sort in regards to your emotional world, right? Feeling like lighter in some way. Okay. Beautiful. So the signs that I've been reading for March so far have been pulling a really atypical sort of spread, right? I've been thinking and planning, I'm going to do the Celtic Cross. That's going to be the layout. And every chunk that flies out is telling its own story. So I haven't quite done the Celtic Cross for any of the signs yet. So I'm going to attempt at it for you guys. Let's see if it happens, if it is meant to flow in that way. So let's just go with that. I like what I'm feeling for you, Virgo. I do. I like what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that it's like things are more clear. Things are much more clear in some way. It's like stated. It's like matter of fact energy, right? It's not like chaos anymore. I'm absolutely feeling that. Something has been cleared in some shape or form. Okay. By the way, Seven of Wands popped out. This really wants to pop out. And very interesting, because I was shuffling, just as I was shuffling, there were a few cards that went to a standstill a little bit, and I saw... Not doing the Celtic Cross, are we? That's all right. Hey, whatever comes out. This caught my eye as one of the ones in that shuffle. So, very interesting to see it pop out again. Not surprised here, right? Everything is energy. So, wow. Absolutely. Renewal of emotions, Virgo. You have the Lovers, albeit in reverse, but still the Lovers. Leo pulled this card as well in their theme. Son of Pentacles, upright. Looking over at the Lovers. Hierophant in reverse. Looking over at the Two of Cups. Wow. Two cards speaking to love, speaking to bliss, speaking to harmony. On either side of this Son of Pentacles and Hierophant, emotions are on the table here for you this month. And with the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Wands, very interesting. Let's pull a few more for you here. All right. Leo also pulled the Two of Cups. Leo pulled the Two of Cups in their theme with the Lovers and the Hierophant. Interesting. Interesting. Virgo, you get so many people cards in your spreads. I notice oftentimes. Okay. Zeroing in on my kyanite crystal right above this Five of Wands in reverse. We'll get to that. But, oh wow, very interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, transformation has taken place for you, Virgo. Absolutely. It's taken place, right? Where you felt almost gridlocked, you're now free from it. You're free from that encaged circumstance in some shape or form, right? There's been an end. There's been an end to an environment, a situation, even if it is self-imposed, right? That involves our perspective and our perception, right? Swords, as you can see on this card, speak to the air element, speak to thoughts, speak to communication, the written word, the spoken word, even the communication that we have with ourselves, right? That self-talk. So if it, regardless, right, of what it is, whether it's self-limiting beliefs, right, habit patterns, thought patterns that kept us encaged in some way, that kept us not fully engaging and speaking and communicating, whether it's that or literally feeling restricted and bound by your environment or the thoughts of others, the societal pressures, whatever it may be, right? That situation is now transformed. Absolutely. There's now free-flowing, I'm feeling more free-flowing energy in terms of that even heart chakra space, okay? And I'm feeling communication is a big, big part of it, all right? Right? With death right under the Four of Swords, that, whatever that world was, whatever that situation was that you, in which you felt restricted, okay, gridlocked, not able to speak your truth, pursue your truth, right? Pursue that path that you want to pursue is done with. And it's by way of the end that you've put to old habit patterns, old ways of doing things, okay? Absolutely. All right. Okay. All right. Interesting, because you have the Five and the Six of Wands kind of in succession, following each other, both in reverse. Five of Wands in sort of the center, right? Speaking to an element of chaos when it's upright. But you have it in reverse, so it's sort of like an end has been brought to that chaos, which we're already feeling, right? Yes. You're going from like heavy, transformative energies, right? That speaks to the closing out of phases, the 10, the death card, etc., to aces, to twos, to major arcanas, the suits of the elements, which is more, right, controlled, tempered, channeling of that energy of whatever that element is, right? So where we saw chaos, where we saw discord, where we saw, right, this sort of desire to rekindle, where we saw this maybe chaotic, right, sort of efforts and energy and whatever it may be, right, different ways of doing things and not forming a cohesive sort of form, we now find renewal. We now find reestablishment. We now find a refreshment of a new path forward. One that is much more greatly in harmony. Yeah, absolutely. There's a maturity to this energy. Absolutely. There's a maturity and there's a wielding of elements in such a way that is tempered. All right? Especially with the Hierophant. Very wise card, very wise energy, right? Overlooking the Two of Cups, like overlooking harmony. Yes, all right. Hierophant in reverse, we'll get to that. But nonetheless, you have over here in this fan, the Nine of Pentacles upright. the Father of Cups upright, the Three of Wands upright, beautiful, Mother of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Yes, Leo. Not Leo, but I said Leo. Hey, and you have a lot of cards similar to Leo. So if you know Leo, if you have a Leo moon, rising ascendant, I would suggest you to check that video out as well. All right. So absolutely, right? We're seeing like deeply formed, ingrained roots, habit patterns being uprooted, being replaced, being removed, right? And a renewal taking its place, right? Three of Wands speaks to portal-like energy, entering a world, right? Even just the opening of our minds in such a way where we are able to tap into our creativity, tap into our vision, right? Tap into a space that is more free-flowing rather than regimented, rather than like even conventional, right? Okay, Leo got a very similar theme of like restriction, repression, expression, and renewal, right? Creativity, absolutely. And you have a lot of bird themes as well, as did Leo. What's interesting is you have two Pentacles cards, sandwiching the Father of Cups, which seems to be swimming into the Three of Wands. This new world. Brightening, right? Of vision, illumination, enlightenment, broadening of the horizons, being open, right? To, even if it's in a tepid way, right? Slowly experiment with our how we move forward through things, right? Even in feeling in terms of approach. I'm feeling that approach is a big theme. The way that things are approached. And vision is a big theme as well, Virgo. Approach and vision. It's about the opening of the mind, right? Because the mind, it's like it could be restricted, the air element, right? It's interesting because and every element can be expressed in a positive, conducive, creative way, or in a restrictive way, right? Tapping into any element can hinder or help us, right? Now, the air element is very interesting because why? The air element speaks to thoughts, speaks to our ability to rationalize, speaks to our ability to think through things in a logical way, to strategize, right? It's a very intellectual energy. Now, air can work for us positively or can be destructive in some way, right? So air, it's like this. Having too many thoughts, we think, oh, if we think through this like super thoroughly, we're gonna have the answer, right? And it's not always just a matter of being able to think through something logically, right? It's almost like too many swords can even hinder, right? Hinder our sense of clear perception of a situation. It's like the chaos of the mind, analysis paralysis, right? Similarly, air can also be a highly creative energy, right? So on one hand, we're being too intellectual or too focused on a regimented sort of view of things, of going by the book, of being logical and intellectual. Also, right, can be also very creative energy when wielded in a different way, right? Air is very also creative. Air is a very creative sort of energy to work with, right? Where it's like the opening of the mind. So it's like it can be the restricting of the mind, or it can be the opening and the expansiveness of the mind, right? The idea generation phase. Strategy. So it's really about how you take that strategy and how you take that approach and that phase and that process. It's really about how you're using your air energy. That's what I'm feeling. That is what I'm feeling. And I'm feeling that perhaps it it used to be channeled in a way that maybe was restrictive, or you were in such a situation in which the exertion of that air element from others was harboring your creativity, was harboring this sort of foray into a new existence, a new experience, and progress and progression. Because see, pentacles are very heavy energy, heavy, slow-moving energy, right? Bound to the earth. It's earth, right? And especially the Mother of Pentacles. My goodness. And the Nine of Pentacles, this is very heavy, okay? And then in the middle, you have two cards that speak to movement, that speak to the opening of the mind, speak to limitless, boundless sort of action and progression and approach, right? Like, look at the Father of Cups. It's almost like he's being like hypnotized to swim into this, whatever this world is, right? It's like the Alice in Wonderland kind of feeling. So I'm feeling this could be someone in your environment who is rediscovering their approach, rediscovering the way that they, it's like almost like they're making progress in some way that is no longer, right, feeding into conventionalism, is no longer, like, how to say it, like, bound to maybe the mercy of more obstinate energy, one that is more restrictive in some sort of way. The Mother of Pentacles can be someone as well. It could be a mother. It could be somebody who feels, right? It could be even connected with the Four of Swords. You get that feeling of like vulnerability, right? And the protection of it with these two cards. So with the Mother of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse, it's like, if this is a person, they have let go of like being maybe controlling, very controlling of a situation or a person or a circumstance or approach, right? That sort of feeling of protection in such a way that is inhibitory to progress and movement and change and expression and emotional renewal is now changed. Okay, so she's no longer, or he's no longer, they are no longer inhibiting growth in a way. So whatever, if this was a circumstance or a person or an ideology, right, that seemed to have been in the way of breaking out of this box, it's no longer in the way. That energy is lessened. So the Father of Cups, right? And so again, these could be two people, Mother of Pentacles and Father of Cups. Father of Cups can even be like encouraging, right, of this approach. Very much in line and aligned with this movement and progress forward. Very much a cooperative energy. That's what I'm feeling. Before, where there was maybe restriction and lack of cooperation, there's now cooperation, greater cooperation. Okay? Now, okay. The Lovers in reverse, Son of Pentacles, upright. Hierophant in reverse, Two of Cups, upright. Very interesting. Emotional bliss and satisfaction, sandwiching. The Son of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So, Son of Pentacles, look at this card, is looking over at the Lovers. Almost like, it's so interesting because, why? There's this dichotomy between flight, freedom, expression, emotional satisfaction, and logic, earth, right? And you are Virgo, right? You are an earth sign. Groundedness, stability, conventionalism, maybe in some shape or form. The dichotomy. But the Son of Pentacles is almost like charging into this Lover's card, like, that's what I want. Like, I want that. But wait, right? The Son of Pentacles is a deer. It's almost like a mismatch of elements in some shape or form, perhaps. This Son of Pentacles can be you, or it can be another person, right? Again, we're seeing a lot of characters here, a lot of characters. Okay, so it seems that I'm feeling that you were maybe in a situation that restricted you in some shape or form in terms of ideology, perhaps, approach. And there were two main people who were involved who sort of, maybe you felt inhibited you from this new beginning, towards greater expression, towards emotional renewal, and ultimately satisfaction, right? If you look at this lamb, there's a sun on his forehead. Kind of like, right? The desire, the vision that he aspires towards. And, right, so again, right, these can be two people sandwiching this new world, a new beginning, which inherently is stable. Also, it's the three. Three is very stable, but wands are unstable, right? In a way, wands, depending on how it's wielded, every element can be wielded again positively or destructively, maybe even in some ways destructively. Everything ultimately comes together and inhibits growth and inspires growth, right? But some, right, applications of energy are not as helpful or conducive to bringing us towards exactly our end goal and what we want to accomplish. Nonetheless, I was getting to 3 of Wands being a creative energy that's, when it's the 3, is harnessed in a stable way. So it's interesting because why? You're now going from extreme sort of engagement of stability. You can see that. 2, okay, right? Getting comfortable with the idea of experimentation, right? Of, okay, maybe it doesn't have to be this way exactly, right? Or this way. Maybe, all right, let's test it out, right? Let's test it out. Mother of Pentacles is more compliant, right? Father of Cups is like looking towards this 3 of Wands, maybe a little tepidly, but nonetheless swimming towards it, like, all right, let's try this, all right, that kind of thing. Son of Pentacles is looking over at the Lovers, like, this is what I want, but I am still a deer, right? It's almost like, you know, so I'm sensing that Pentacles, Father of Cups, it's like, I'm feeling this is a family unit of some sort, okay? And the Son of Pentacles feels still maybe like, you know, the Father of Pentacles I'm feeling is associated with the Father of Cups and the Mother of Pentacles. Sort of like their child, so to speak, okay? Son of Pentacles, though, is like wants to set off on this journey that regards as emotional satisfaction, right? That's what he or she personally has their eye set on and their intent set on. Hierophant, okay. And it might have to do with love, okay? Hierophant is looking over at the 2 of Cups. And the Hierophant looks like the Son of Pentacles is subconscious, right? If you look at these 2 cards together. It's like he wants or she wants or they want this. It's like they have their eye on this, which is not yet manifested fully, it seems. They want to move towards that. But like his subconscious is like the Hierophant, which is looking over the 2 of Cups. Hierophant is in reverse, and it's right beneath the Ace of Cups. Very curious, very curious. I'm still feeling, though, from discord, there's now a sense of harmony. But maybe there's a question of the Son of Pentacles. Okay. There's a... While there's greater accord and greater willingness to comply in some shape or form and cooperate, at the same time, there's something about whatever this new beginning is that doesn't sit right either with the Son of Pentacles, whoever this is. Could be you again, right? Or the Mother of Pentacles and the Father of Cups. While they're open, they're trying to be open to this new beginning and this new world. there's a sense of doubt about this new beginning that plagues them in some way, perhaps. It makes them feel uncomfortable, right? That doesn't sit fully right. Or, right, if it's your own, you could be feeling like intuitively, like you could feel like on the surface, this is what I want it, that's what you're looking at, right? It's like focus. But your intuition, right, it's like on the outside, yes! On the inside, it's like something doesn't feel right, though. I'm not able to fully decipher something about this situation, this new beginning that regards me emotionally. And ultimately, it's like, right? It's like, do I want to put all my effort towards this new beginning that is exciting, that I have my eye on, right? But I'm not fully aware yet. I don't know, right, what it will lead to. I don't know what it will kind of be. There's an element of mystery, and absolutely, with the Three of Wands as well, there's an element of mystery. I'm sensing that you're getting ready to embark on something. You're getting ready to embark on something that regards you emotionally, that you are wondering, okay, do I enter this world? Do I start this? Do I do this? And it has to do with your emotional satisfaction or love. It could be like pursuing someone. Should I pursue this person? Is this what I should be doing? Right? Because you're going from the 3 to a 9. Right? And it's almost like you want the approval of Mother of Pentacles and Father of Cups to even enter, to even approach or be open to this sort of new beginning. But inherently laced within this new beginning is mystery, right? Okay, let's say I move through this Three of Wands, right? I get everyone to kind of get on board with me. Everybody cooperates and is open and accepting of it. Well, if I do that, right, what is it going to ultimately multiply into? And I think you don't necessarily know yourself, maybe even if this is something that you want to, if this is something that you want to be moving towards, right? There's an element of mystery. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, Virgo. I hope this was helpful for you guys. That is exciting. I will say it's exciting, right? It seems that you have a lot to consider. Okay, you have a lot to consider. Yes. Think clearly. Think clearly, but also think intuitively, right? Use the air element in such a way that is helpful and provides clarity, right? Rather than confusion, okay? And it's overlaying this Two of Cups as I'm closing it out for you guys. So you're trying to achieve clarity in regards to an emotionally satisfying or dissatisfying situation, right? Follow your heart, okay? Follow your heart, follow your intuition, follow your let me tune in before I close this out for you guys. You want this new beginning, Virgo. Like, I feel it. You really want this. It's almost like, it's like this, Virgo. It's like you want something so badly, right? And you feel like, okay, now I'm at the point where maybe I have the approval of the people around me. At least I don't have the resistance, right? But it's like, before you make that decision of entering that, even if you've gotten the approval of whoever you need to get it from, whoever you feel you've needed to get it from, still, right? Make sure that decision sits right with you, within yourself, right? Get really clear. Really clear. Meditate on it. Get really, really clear with that High Priestess sort of energy, right? Tune into yourself. I know that it feels like a lot has been going on in your environment. There's been maybe a lot of chaos, right? A lot of differing opinions. and ideologies possibly even that are conflicting. But even if, let's say, you've now struck a sort of balance, right, within your environment, it's sort of like, right, this decision, whatever it is that you're making, it's sort of like it wasn't about the environment, right? It was ultimately about you and your satisfaction and happiness. And so think about what is, maybe this whole process was not about this decision that I'm making. Maybe this whole process is about something much deeper than that connected to my environment, right? Maybe I'm feeling that could be true for some of you guys, okay? Take it as you will. I was compelled to share that. So best to all of you in this exciting new stage. I'm happy to see this energy moving forward and through for you guys. All power to you as to all. I will be back with a last moon quarter reading either today or tomorrow. I'll have to see. All right, I'll have to see when time allows, but hopefully this weekend. We're in that phase right now. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, check out your ascendant, rising, or moon sign. Those can oftentimes provide further insight. I know that I resonate a lot with my moon sign. So if you don't know those, I have a link below in the description box. Feel free to click that, enter in your details, and just make sure that your time is correct though, as that can change your signs just a bit. All right, Virgo. Connect with your intuition. Okay, I'm getting that strongly. Connect with your intuition. Absolutely, as you make this. Whatever decision you make, and I'm feeling it's a big decision, and it's going to speak to your future. Make sure that you are solid on it within yourself. Okay? Thank you so much again, Virgo. Best to you guys in March and in February as you watch this, whenever you are watching this. I'll see you soon. Bye.